Alright, so this is Nigel, and I did promise I'll put more videos up, so here we go. This is not going to be the video about the Asus TF700 Infinity, but it's going to be similar, I guess. Today's video is going to be about Apple versus Android. I'll get the other video up later, but I have to tell you about Apple versus Android. First thing I'm going to do is I'm going to tell you a story about what happened in school today. Second thing I'm going to talk about is Siri and Google Now. I'm pretty sure it's called. And then Apple and Android UI. And then the tech in the phone. The phones, like Apple phone, like the iPhone, and then Android phones. Alright, so today in school, right, I was playing on my Asus Transformer Pad TF700 Infinity. That's a long name. And I was just playing with my PS3 controller, no emulator, just playing some Dead Trigger and Shadow Gun. Not really showing off or anything, and you know, my friends had already seen it. But then some other people in the classroom saw me and they came back and started watching me, and everybody started talking about Android. So this girl that sits in front of me starts listening, I guess, because then I say, this is why Apple sucks. And she turns around and she goes, Apple does not suck. I don't know why you would say Apple sucks. It's all an opinion. I'm like, no, Apple sucks. Everything about Apple sucks. And then we got into a debate. She really didn't debate. She knows nothing about technology. I was doing most of the debating. She was just getting angry. Like, her face was getting, like, blood red. She was so angry about it. Then she got emotional, started cursing at everybody. And pretty much everybody had Android in that classroom, which is pretty awesome, because they knew about it. One guy in the classroom actually just updated his phone to Jelly Bean, and he was talking about it. So, I mean, it's pretty awesome, but she was getting so angry. So then I got on to Siri. She thinks, she's like, Siri's amazing. So you know what I do? I whip out Google Now, and I asked them how tall Barack Obama is. And this took literally less than a second, because it pulls like a little card right up with a picture of Obama, his height and his weight and everything, and spits it out to me like that. Shuts up about Siri, and then I tell her that Siri actually stole the idea from Motorola and then just innovated it and made it better. She didn't know anything about that, but I had to tell her that. So then we moved on to like the UI. She says, I play with Android phones all the time and they're always laggy. And she had just played with my tablet this morning, and she knows that my tablet's not laggy. So I'm like, really? I was just telling her, really, my tablet's running Jelly Bean, which is Project Butter. It makes it extremely, well, not as smooth as Apple, but it's a huge difference. You probably wouldn't be able to tell the difference between an Apple and an Android running Project Butter, depending on what kind of device it is. And the UI on a lot of Androids is laggy. I have to admit that. And the Apple UI has always been super smooth, buttery smooth. But, I mean, we're getting there. Android's getting there with Jelly Bean, because my tablet's really amazing smooth. It never lags for me, unless I run the CPU with like 30 apps open with a lot of processors running. And, you know, I don't do that because I know about tech. But it actually does run smooth, just as smooth as an Apple. And my brother's iPad 2 is already getting slow. It's only a year old. And another thing, I don't know if it's really UI, but the iPad 3 screen, it does have the highest resolution of any mobile device out right now. But whose eyes are really that great to see the pixels anyway? The Asus has a 1960 by 1200 screen resolution, just full 1080p HD. So it's a really good screen, and I have yet to see a pixel. I don't know why you need it any higher. It's a great screen. The colors on the Apple products do look better, but that's just because of the Gorilla Glass that they put on the Android stuff. And the Gorilla Glass keeps it from getting scratched like Apple Tech does. I know my iPod Touch gets scratched all the time, and I always see with iPhones going back to Apple and getting their screens fixed and going to these little side places and getting their screens fixed. And with Gorilla Glass, I don't never have to worry about that. I dropped my phone plenty of times on the screen with the Gorilla Glass on it, and it's never cracked. The Asus has Gorilla Glass on it too, and I actually went up on it with my nail by accident one time when I was scrubbing it with the rag that comes with it, and it didn't even scratch because the Gorilla Glass is amazing. I scratched my iPod screen a lot cleaning it, to be honest. And then the next thing I was talking about was, I don't even remember. I think it was like interface. No, that was whatever. I don't care. Moving on to the Apple Store. The Apple Store does have a lot more games but I didn't buy a $500 tablet to play games on it. Yes, everybody knows the Apple Store has a lot more games, a lot more choice, a lot more apps to choose from. But I bought my tablet, my Asus, for actually doing productive work, not for playing games. So I don't really care about the more apps that Apple has anymore, because I can do a lot more stuff on my tablet than what the iPad can do. For example, playing a game with the PS3 controller. I'm pretty sure you can do it on an iPad, but it has to be jailbroken or download an app for it, and you don't need to do all that. That's a waste of time. When an Android comes built in. Most Androids have NFC, which is great technology, which is like the Samsung S3, where you can touch phones and share information, like videos and playlists and stuff like that. It's pretty amazing. And wireless charging, which iPhones should have had by now, but they don't because they are far behind. Which reminds me that iPhone 5 just got 4G this year, which is pretty sad. Android phones have had that forever and ever, and now they're just getting it. So Apple's late anyway. Not to mention that Android in general do a lot more than an Apple product. And Apple is just like a game console. I'm not going to talk about the laptops, because Apple laptops are amazing. If anybody ever wants to get a laptop, a full laptop, please get an Apple. Or there's one other company I can't really think of because it's not too well known. It's a really high-end company. But unless you can afford a freaking $1,600 laptop, get an Apple, because they're the best. They make the best laptops. But that's the only thing I'm giving Apple. That's all I'm giving Apple. Their phones and their tablets suck. iPad's horrible because it doesn't do anymore. It's a game console pretty much. You can watch movies, browse the internet, listen to music, and play games. That's pretty much all people do on an iPad. There's a select few business people who use it, but honestly though, for productivity, I'm going with Android, hands down. Not to mention, Android phones offer bigger screens, better battery life. My Asus with the keyboard dock gets about 17 hours of battery with the keyboard fully charged and the tablet fully charged. That's amazing. There's no other device, no other mobile device that offers that kind of battery power stock. That's really good. The battery in the iPad is not that great. My brother can wear it down in a good 6 hours playing 3D games. I've been playing 3D games on this all day, and I haven't had to charge it because the keyboard dock adds those, I think it's 8 hours of extra battery life. It's pretty awesome. Not to mention that Android phones have better processors and stuff like that. So really, I'm trying not to bag on Apple. I do give them three things. I give them three things. First thing is that their UI is a lot smoother, but Android's catching up. Second thing is that the App Store doesn't have more apps, but they're mostly games. I'd say probably 80% of the apps in the App Store in the Apple Store are games. I don't buy a tablet for games. The third thing is the laptops. You got to give it to the Apple laptops. I mean, just being honest, you have to give it to the Apple laptops. Now, oh yeah, one more thing. The camera on the iPhone. Now let's talk about that for a second. Yes, the iPhone does have the best camera. I give it the best camera out of every mobile device. I'm pretty sure there's one better, but I don't really look at specs and stuff too much. But the iPhone, out of the phones I know, does have the best camera. But here's the problem with that. I'd rather get an even better camera, for example, a digital camera, which saves on an SD card, and stick it into my Android. Apple phones cannot do that. All they have is that little lightning port now for the iPhone 5, or the old, 12-pin dock connector for the original Apple connector, and that's all they have on the phone. You have no removable storage, except for a SIM card, which isn't really storage. No SD card slot, no extra battery, no removable battery or anything like that. With my phone, my Motorola Droid 4, I get the SIM card slot. I have a SIM card slot, an SD card slot, HDMI out, in and out, the micro USB charging port, which I can use for multiple things, and of course the headphone jack, but everybody has that. Now I can do all that on my Droid 4, and I know some other smartphones with the removable battery, so you can have an extra battery in case you run low. Apple doesn't allow you to do that. Also, since they have no expandable memory, once you're out of memory, you're completely out. You can't get any more memory except using the cloud, which most people don't even know how to use, or deleting some of the stuff you have. With an Android phone, you can pull out SD card, put in a new one, you're all set. You got more memory, and you still got to keep all your stuff that you already have. You also take out an SD card from your digital camera and put it into your phone, which you cannot do on an Apple device except through a long process. So I'm giving tech-wise to Android, hands down. Now, if you're one of those people who just like to sit down and watch a movie, you can get the iPad. It's going to be a little bit better screen, but that's all you're going to be doing on it. Watching movies and playing games. Maybe listening to music, but no one cares about an iPad to listen to music, being honest. No one cares about an iPad to listen to music. So you're going to be just using it for surfing the internet, watching movies, and playing games. I use this Asus for typing papers, recording videos like I am now, also playing games with an actual game controller, not a touchscreen format. I draw on it with SuperNote because the screen's capacitive, which is pretty amazing. So this tablet does a lot more, not to mention I can do a cloud feature, for example, like it will mirror what's on your computer onto your tablet. You ever seen like I don't know what it's called, I think it's like mirror mode, kind of. It's not really mirror mode, it's not on the TV. But if you know what a Promethean board is, how everything in the Promethean board shows up on the tablet, on the laptop, and vice versa, that functionality comes built in to the Asus, which is pretty amazing. And I just love my Asus. And I'm going to do the video for you, I promise. But all you Apple fans out there, really think about your Apple products. Are they really that good? Can you do that much on them? There's everything you can do on a Droid you can get to do on an iPhone through jailbreaking or downloading an app. But who wants to do all that? There's nothing that Apple can do that Android can't. And if you find something, please put it in the comments. But I don't know of anything. So if you find something, just tell me. But this is Nigel Dendy, and I'm out. I'm Android forever because Apple's really not that good. Peace out.